Hello there. My name is Dr. Mashni. I'm practicing in East Lansing, Michigan, and I'm a mentor at the Schuster Center. And I've been in practice for 36 years.
Hello, I'm Dr. Tony McRedmond, San Antonio, Texas. I retired after 41 years in private practice, and I'm a mentor here at the Schuster Center. Of course, the question always arises to the graduating seniors, where do I want to practice? And we thought about that, and we thought we'd give you some guidelines about how to find out where you want to practice.
These are some considerations that you want to consider, and these are not all of them, but these are the ones that we came up with, and I'm sure you have your own to add to. One of the main ones is, where do I want to live? And a better way of putting it is, where does my wife want to live? When I was in school, we used to always ask people, has your wife decided where you're going to practice? The other consideration is children, their education. That's a very important area, family. Now, if you want to know where you live, is there opportunity there? We've had another webinar that talks about the different opportunities, whether you want to associate, buy in, buy a practice. All these are available, if any of those are available for you. The other consideration you want to look at is whether this is a short-term commitment or a long-term commitment. The quality of life in that area, is that something that you'll be happy at? And probably one of the most important things that you want to do is maybe make a list of, what do I love to do in dentistry, in the dental procedures, the dental things you do, and the other things that are your hobbies. Love to do hiking. Things all should affect the area that you want to look at. We came up with a couple of things to look at, a couple of categories of areas to look at, and some advantages and disadvantages for both of them.
Of course, there are small to medium communities, and there are large communities, and there are advantages and disadvantages to both. And one thing we didn't think about was if you live in the country close to a large city, or live in the country close to the smaller communities. But anyhow, basically, the advantages of the small to medium community are better opportunity, and these can be readily identified more easily than the opportunities in a large community. Costs are generally lower in smaller towns, both for housing and professional costs. It's easier to get involved in a smaller community because you're a big fish in a small pond if you're in a small community. Of course, some people like that, some people don't like that. But that is an issue. Also, a small to medium community has a more relaxed or a slower lifestyle. And there again, that appeals to both, to some people and not others. The disadvantages are access to culture. In many small towns, there's just not much. So you have to do without, or depend upon your TV, or depend upon travel. Also, in many areas, there are limited choices, and that goes for grocery shopping all the way up to clothes, to education, to culture, everything. So those are choices. Fortunately, with the transportation being as it is, and the internet being as it is, these limitations are minimized in many instances. John?
Big cities. There's some advantages and disadvantages. Big cities have access to theater, access to shopping, access to different cultural things that will make it, makes life a lot more fun. Access to specialists, and this goes both in dentistry and in the medical profession. And the advantage is educational choices. If you have a family, those are things that make a big difference in that. Some of the disadvantages, basically your higher cost. It's very higher cost of living, housing, education, to higher leases, for office buildings. Those all play a major part in the cost. More competition. There's definitely more dentists per capita in a big city than in the smaller cities, and there's needs to be a lot more marketing, and then faster lifestyle. And that could be a benefit to some people, but for a lot of people, it's not a benefit. These are just some thoughts that we put together. But the most important thing that you need to consider in a choice is that once you answered a lot of the questions, once you put down, your preferences, is to sit down with your loved one and make a choice together and decide on the best place for you that really fits your values and fits your lifestyle and fits the life that you want to live.